Let me call your mom, you call your dad. I didn't say, I wasn't implying anything. What an imagination.
The camera guy.
Here, you want to be out of the way?
No, I want you in the way.
If you want to phone me back, then we just talk
So, you go last.
Did we rearrange this?
Unfortunately not. I feel like this is the odd couple. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not used to being upstage. So, I'm the host of this party. But we'll give you an opportunity. We'll give you a good talking stick. Okay, so I do appreciate people coming. I want to start off by explaining how this whole process started. How did Yaacov, how did we have the great pleasure? So as you know, I don't throw out any emails. And don't get nervous. So come closer, come closer. So I have an email from November 13th, 2006. And this is how it reads. Dear Dr. Dicker, I understand that my head of department, Dr. Raphael Pfeffer, has been in contact with you regarding the possibility of a fellowship this coming year. My aim would be to combine both research and clinical interests. On the one hand, I would be excited to participate in lab-based radiobiology research. On the other, develop a specialty knowledge in one area of radiotherapy. For example, head and neck cancer. I have dual nationality, British and Israeli. My wife is a U.S. citizen.
What's her name?
I had to explain to him in this country we only have one wife. But anyway. So I wrote back to Yaacov, you have a position. So then he writes back, Dr. Dicker, I'm really interested in a fellowship, da-da-da-da-da. And I email him back, you have a position. He then gets very confused, and we have to arrange a phone call. And then it occurred to me that, you know, I better check him out because I just offered him a fellowship, and, you know, I didn't vet him. So I contact his boss, Raphael Pfeffer, and I ask him, and Rafi Pfeffer says to me, he's the best resident he's ever had. He takes exemplary care of patients. You know, he trusts them with everything. I said, okay. And then I realized everyone should, you know, have total buy-in. So we're going to have to arrange this interview process so I don't get flack from some of my fellow attendees. So, so Yaacov calls me, and he says, you know, I'm interested in a fellowship, and I go, yeah, that part I got. So I said, you have a slot, you know, you have a position. I said, but, you know, for the purposes of just understanding what we're doing, learning a little about what we're up to, having people get a chance to get to know you, why don't you, you know, take a trip to the United States. You'll also scout housing opportunities for your family, the school, for your children. You had 4 children at the time. At that point, 2 more came along as a result of the intense radiation experience. And
Too much scattering in the department.
yeah.
Not enough.
So, and Yaacov came and he interviewed, and one of our attendings, who's now at a West Coast institution, comes to me and says, so he's interested in a fellowship. I said, yeah. Like, is he good? I said, yeah. He says, so you gonna like offer him something? I said, yeah. So he says, well, okay. You know, so I got buy-in from at least some people. And so let's reflect back from 2006. and 6. You arrived on our shores when, officially?
August the 14th of 2007.
7. Took a little while for him to actually come. Some issues about visa stuff. So I knew the moment that we took him that at some point we'd be saying goodbye. Because I knew that his ultimate goal was to go back to Israel and really bring back whatever knowledge he gained here to Israel. And as talented as he is, and every year that he's been here, it's been such a pleasure. I mean, 1, he's been a colleague. 2, we went into areas that I didn't explore before on the lab side, translational side, on the clinical side. We had numerous conversations when he would give me a lift home or I would give him a lift home. And just an extraordinary faculty member. The residents will speak later, but they're really, in a way, upset that he's leaving. He's really been a significant catalyst for a lot of research. And, on the one hand, there's so much more I'd like to do with them here at Jefferson. On the other hand, he has a great opportunity in Israel. He's going to lead a division of translational radiation oncology. It's a new division at the largest hospital in Israel. And I knew this was going to happen, and it's like, I haven't really experienced having such a close colleague leave. There's no question in the short period of time you've been here, you've had a profound effect on the department. And all I can say is I wish you much success. I have no doubt that we'll be talking frequently and seeing each other, and you'll be coming to numerous scientific meetings, and some of us will be going to Israel. And when we go to Israel, we'll be sure to visit you.
It's a bit noisy in my house.
Right.
Do you mind sharing
I didn't say we visit you at your home in Jerusalem, but we can visit you in Tel Aviv and Tel HaShomer. But I really just want to say thank you. I mean, you've had a really profound impact on the department, and no one anticipated that this fellowship would really morph into a faculty position, and this faculty position would really have an impact on numerous individuals. The patients love it when he comes across shaken but not stood, type of thing. I mean, Every single person that I've met who's encountered Yaacov has really just talked about what a unique individual. He's humble, yet he shows concern, he shows insight, and he has such unique personalities that he brings to the job, and I think for that reason we're all going to miss him. With that said, we have a small gift. Is this the time? Okay. I gotta like the Johnny Carson show. I always go off stage to. So with the help of Teresa and Jennifer and the rest of the department, we have a small gift. Does he unwrap it? Okay. So we purchased for you. Pardon me. We'll repackage it, by the way. I feel at home here. Anyway, it's a. Do I let him do it now? Okay. So it's a clock with the Jefferson seal, and we've already set it to Jerusalem time, which is 7 hours ahead. Show the audience, please. You got it 6 hours ahead? 7. Okay, just checking. Anyway, it's a small token of our appreciation for you being part of our family. You will always be part of our family here at Jefferson. And with that, I'm going to let Maria Werner-Wasik come and say a few words.
I'm being very embarrassed. I don't know where to look.
on behalf of the department and CNS service, I want to thank you for just being with us. You really graced our department with your enthusiasm for radiation oncology, enthusiasm for teaching residents, starting radiobiology journal club, writing research grants, writing review articles, writing original presentations, participating in the burden of the huge CNS service and the pleasure of that service. And I think we bonded a lot during the JHM crisis, where I couldn't have done it without you. And I believe we became friends and colleagues, and we seem to have a understanding on many issues.
Common language.
Common language, and I will certainly miss your presence and your good mood, not matter what the circumstances, and
Except when I'm at home.
and your British accent, and your British gentleman behavior and attitude, and I wish you all the best from all of us. I hope our paths will cross, and we'll see you at Astro and RTOG and other.
Well, I've been at the neurosurgeon since I'm that excited, but I will say that all of your character traits, your charisma, your enthusiasm, your intellect, your humility, all of it has been a pleasure for me as well as a neurosurgeon in the radiosurgery program. And as I mentioned, as a monument to your intellectual curiosity, not 2 days ago in clinic, we were going over a couple of films. It sparked an interest. And Yaacov, on his departure, is initiating yet another study. So, congratulations. The corroboration will be ongoing.
But there's more.
So, I'm the representative from the residents to thank you.
Is now a good time to film my mother again?
Feedback all these years. Right, yes. Hold on.
Can I call her? Are we on speaker?
Take the cell phone from me.
We got to put on speaker.
You just called it.
I just hung up on your mouth. Why don't you do it, and you could just put it down on stage.
Okay. So from the residents, Yaacov, thank you very much for your time spent with us. When you are sort of still getting your feet wet in this world and learning how to be a real grown-up and a real live physician, what you really want are people who you can say, who are not that dissimilar in your age, and say, I want to be like that person. I want to have the mannerisms at the bedside that that person has. I want to have this sort of zest and curiosity that that person has. And I think that those are the main things that I will sort of always remember about my interactions with you. And in a sort of unscientific poll of the residents, that's exactly what sort of everybody said, is that, you know, the thing that you want to take away something from everybody that you work with, because everybody sort of contributes to what you will end up being. And your zest and excitement for life are one thing. Your ability to balance all the many different things that you have going, from your family to your laboratory research to the patients that you see, is all something that we'll remember, and will be left as a mark on us. So thank you. Best of luck.
It's your turn.
Okay. So I haven't got a lot to say, but I just have to say it's been a very happy 3.5 years while I've been here. It's really been a tremendous pleasure. You know, when I first came here, and everybody was really very friendly, and you know, I wasn't quite sure if it was genuine or not, and maybe that's because my previous experience of America had been Brooklyn.
But I soon discovered it really was a very genuine friendship, and I've never quite known how to, I've never quite overcome, how friendly everybody's been towards me, and it's been a tremendous honor to be here. I can't thank everybody by name. There've just been too many people, so I just went through everybody's profession and role, and we still have a long list, so we're going to try and do it more or less in alphabetical order. I'm going to see if we can do it in one breath as well. But I'd like to thank everybody who's in administration, billing, computer support, CMO, Dean's Office, dosimetry, grant personnel, graduate students, Yaacov, lab team, management, multidisciplinary staff, medical oncology, radiation oncology MDs, neuro-oncology, neurosurgeons, nursing, physics, postdocs, receptionists, research coordinators, scheduling, secretaries, social workers, statistics, therapists, and Teresa. Again, I can't get something for everybody. We did try to get something for the department. So far we've been inhibited by Jefferson red tape. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to have one little bunch of flowers for each floor of the hospital, so of our department. So from the street level, who's here from street level? Has anybody left from street level? There is Barbara. So on behalf of everybody who works in street level, thank you very much. And Naisha, on behalf of everybody who works on ground level, thank you very much. And on behalf of Ginger sitting down, on behalf of everybody in the basement level, thank you very much. There are nonetheless saying, I'm not going to thank anybody by name, I am going to thank some people by name. First of all, my long-suffering secretary, Naisha, who does her very best to catch up on my paperwork. And we're more or less caught up now, I think. And I'm expecting some phone calls after I get back to Israel, just to a few more signatures. Yeah. Yeah, but Jennifer will. Jacqueline Smith, my name nurse, has been a pleasure working with her. She's not here now, but it was very good. To Teresa Malatesta, who without her help, I would never have got my medical license, my this license, my that license. Nobody knows how to get through Pennsylvania and Jefferson red tape better than her. Thank you. Also in absence, Miriam Schwade has been a tremendous support as well. The people from my lab, who I don't think are here, but to Phyllis and the team, it was a great pleasure. A special thank you to my co-physicians. First to the senior physicians, Dr. Nay and Dr. Werner Wasik. We've already spoken about that, but tremendous support. Likewise from my, from junior faculty like myself, everything that I didn't learn from Maria, I learned from Tim, so thank you. To my mentees, David Wan, who is, I got more from you than you got from me. I have to say that you are part of my CV, as people I've mentored, and thank you. I also see Chris is hiding there in the back somewhere. Chris, who's in our lab, thank you very much. One to other people who aren't here today. And finally, not quite finally, but a big thank you. Where's that man with the funny thing in his head? A big thank you to Dr. Dicker. We do have a small thank you gift, and where is it? Here it is. Not dissimilar from what you gave me. It's like we re-gifted to each other. So,
I was hoping for flowers, but
so here we are. And open it up.
very nice.
So there we are. We know how much Dr. Dicker gets to events on time, so therefore we chose a clock without numbers. And it has a small inscription.
Is this Philadelphia flag?
This is Philadelphia time.
Thank you very much.
I just, in their absence, like to thank my wife and family. Who are also long-suffering. A little about Naisha, she knows what it feels like. I hope that academic collaborations with radiation oncology, neurosurgery, etc. will continue. And just to finish off, one thing that nobody knows here, but one of the things I used to do in my former life was I was known for the recital of silly verse. And so we're going to now try, and if I get stuck, then you can help me with the words. Okay.
Okay.
This is how to embarrass oneself in public. Okay. Okay, so this is a little verse by A.A. Milne. So, the king asked the queen, and the queen asked the dairymaid, "Can we have some butter for the royal slice of bread?" The dairymaid said, "Certainly." Oh, I've got lost. I've got two notes.
You're allowed to read this.
The dairymaid said, "Certainly, I'll go and tell the cow now before she goes to bed." The dairymaid, she curtsied and went and told the old ordinary, "Don't forget the butter for the royal slice of the bread." The ordinary said sleepily, "You'd better tell His Majesty that many people think that marmalade is better. Marmalade is better if it's very thickly spread." The dairymaid said, "Fancy," and went and told Her Majesty. She curtsied to Her Majesty and turned a little red. "Excuse me, Your Majesty, for taking a little liberty, but many people think that marmalade is nice, and marmalade is nice if it's very thickly spread." Her Majesty said, "Oh," and went and told His Majesty. "Talking of the matter of the royal slice of bread, many people think that marmalade is nicer. Would you like to try a little bit of marmalade instead?" The king said, "Bother." And then he said, "Oh, dearie me." The king said, "Oh, dearie me," and went back to bed. "Nobody," he sobbed, "could call me a fussy man, but I do like a little bit of butter on my bread." The queen said, "There, there," and went to the dairymaid. The dairymaid said, "There, there," and went to the shed. The cow said, "There, there. I didn't really mean it. Here's milk for his porringer and butter for his bread." The queen took the butter and brought it to His Majesty. The Majesty said, "Butter, eh?" and jumped out of his bed. "Nobody," he said, as he kissed her tenderly. "Nobody," he said, as he slid down the banisters. "Nobody," he said, "could call me a fussy man, but I do like a little bit of butter on my bread." Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for attending. Yaacov will be happy to autograph personal copies of his poem. Have a good night. Have a healthy holiday.